What's up all you lovely people? Welcome back to my channel, Danny FYR. Find your reason. I'm Danny B, aka Stan, aka whatever the you wanna call me. And as you may notice, things look a little different now. I've got an external webcam, so I'm trying things out where the light's going to be best and things for daytime videos and things like that. So this is the first one where I've moved my camera, see how this video turns out, if it's better than the others or whatever. But anyway, for this video I have picked, I can't even remember the name of it now, UK drill, chaos in the streets. So it's gonna be about London gangs and stuff, I'd imagine. So I think we'll just go right ahead and get into that and have a look at, see what this is all about. I don't know who this original video belongs to because I didn't check up, but I keep looking that way now, don't I? Sorry, I'm meant to be talking to you, but subscribe to my channel please. There'll be more videos coming, more good content coming. I'm only starting on YouTube, so I need all the support I can get, and much appreciated. And now I'm going to stop waffling and we're going to watch this video. UK drill, chaos in the streets. Let's go.
The UK drill scene has exposed many fans of the genre to a side of Great Britain that many don't get to see. Knife crime and other gang-related violence is a big problem in London, and in some ways, it's been fueled by the popularity of drill. Here's a look at a few UK drill rappers who've been involved in violent situations involving knives. RIP to all the victims mentioned in this video.
Yeah, RIP.
J Sav, LGR. J Sav was a rapper associated with a crew called LGR that's based in the Leighton Green area of London. LGR is known to be with another crew in the area called Molly Strip, who's based in the E10 and E17 postcodes of the Leighton and Walthamstow neighborhoods in East London. Molly Strip is made up of primarily Somali immigrants and other groups they have partnered with. They are known to control the local drug trade in the area. Many of their beef stem from attempts to step into rival turf and control the drug market in East London. Molly Strip was originally a part of a larger gang called the Beaumont Boys, which was one of the most dominant gangs in East London in the 90s. But the Somalis and the Beaumont Boys eventually split off to create their own crew, which was now called Molly Strip. They then started to beef with the Beaumont Boys over territory and became one of the deadliest and most feared crews in London. They may not control much of the drug trade in East London, but they have also extended their business dealings as far as Scotland and other parts of the UK. They've become so powerful in the city that they're at war with almost every other crew in East London, including LGR. Molly Strip is known to be more organized and calculated than many other UK drill crews. While many gangs in London are just loosely affiliated groups from the same areas who make music and beef with ops for revenge and internet clout, Molly Strip has built a large drug trafficking operation and managed to assert dominance in the area by maintaining a low profile and keeping an eye on their ops.
Well, I mean, I don't condone it, but that's, I suppose if you're in that lifestyle, that's how you're meant to do it, man. Maintain low profiles, man. Keeping an eye on your ops, you know what I mean? Keep your back to the wall, man, you know, of course, if you live that lifestyle. I mean, anyway.
They tend to stay off of social media instead of using it as a way to gather information on their rival. They also pay close attention to police activity and have been known to threaten store owners over CCTV footage that could link them to various crimes. There's only one well-known Molly Strip rapper, Richie Molly Strip, who performs in a ski mask to protect his identity.
So they're well organised, whoever that Molly Strip is. This is the first time I'm hearing of them. Well, I'm in North East England, you know, Middlesbrough, but it's the first time I'm hearing of them. But and what I want to say is knife crime is a problem up and down the country in England. It's not just London, don't get me wrong. Majority of knife crimes happen in London because it's such a densely populated city, you know. But I've known people being stabbed. I've been sat there when people have been stabbed, sat right next to me, and it's not nice. It's not nice being caught up in a situation like that, man. But that's in this country. That's the only thing we have to defend ourselves with is knives. I mean, we do have guns here and there, so it's false to say that England doesn't have guns because they can be getting hold of, but by and large, it's knives in this country. What are the killers and the major assaults happen with.
But overall, Molly Strip isn't your average drill gang. They run a massive drug empire and are willing to use surveillance techniques and brutal violence to protect their control over the area. There was a lot of tit-for-tat warfare going on in the area in 2018 and 2019 between Molly Strip and their ops like LGR and the Beaumont Boys.
The Amazon FBA and physical products business model is broken, with tons.
Jay Sav was a drill rapper and member of LGR who was involved in this beef. It's been rumored that Jay Sav was responsible for stabbing a Molly Strip member named Blacks in the neck. On January 8, 2019, Jay Sav was out riding on his moped when he got caught by several members of Molly Strip. The rapper was out selling drugs on behalf of the Beaumont Boys, and the Molly Strip members were just cruising around enemy territory looking for ops.
On sight.
Jay Sav and tried to run him off the road with
On
their car.
sight.
They then jumped out of the vehicle and stabbed the rapper 9 times
man.
just to make sure he was dead. The sad thing was that Jay Sav was only 14 at the time of this murder, despite already being caught up in street life.
You see, and that's how it is in this country. 14-year-old kids are getting stabbed, man, because all the street gangsters, man, they recruit the young'uns, man. They know that if the young'uns get caught with drugs, they're only going to get minimal time, in this country. I mean, it's messed up. It is. Real messed up.
A 19-year-old named Ayub Mashtulin was later arrested and sentenced to life in prison for the killing. Ayub was a member of the Molly Boys who had a pretty rough background. His parents split up when he was 7, and he was put into foster care at age 15 when his father died. He was identified as a victim of modern slavery in 2018 after being exploited by older dudes in the area and forced to sell drugs from Molly Strip. Yet, despite his troubled past, the jury didn't find this enough to justify cold-blooded murder. Police later recovered rubber gloves.
But it's just like what I've just said. And I haven't watched none of these videos. I watch these videos as you watch them. But it's as I've just said. That guy who killed that 14-year-old, he was recruited into the gang as a younger, made to sell drugs, and then at 19-year-old, look what happened to him. And that poor 14-year-old kid, he ended up stabbing to death, rest in peace to him.
Gloves that Ayub had worn during the stabbing that contained the DNA as well as Jay Sav's blood, which they used to convict him of the crime. He was then sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 21 years. It's a tragic story all around. Although Jay Sav was clearly involved in the street life, he was still just a 14-year-old kid who should have had the chance to turn his life around. Plus, his killer seemed to be forced into the gang against his will, but now spent the majority of his life behind bars. But it turns out that there's more than one drill rapper in London who went by the name Jay Sav, who met a similar fate. This next rapper was confronted by ops in South London and ended up getting stabbed 5 times in the chest and stomach. Jay Sav, LTH. There was another rapper in the UK drill scene who went by the name Jay Sav, who was associated with the LTH gang that operates out of the Tulsi Hill neighborhood of South London. Jay Sav from LTH met a similar fate to the other rapper from LGR. He was only 16 years old, but already active in the streets, and was confronted by ops who stabbed the rapper to death.
See, they're all young, man. If you look it up on Google and like the statistics for stabbings in England for a certain year, I think you'd be shocked by the statistics.
Death over a drill-related beef. LTH stands for Lower Tulse Hill, an area the gang is based in South London. They are allied with crews like Moscow 17 and the Harlem Spartans, and at war with groups like 410 and CT. CT, or Claptown Boys, are a crew from the Claptown neighborhood of East London that are allegedly the crew that took credit for the killing of Jay Sav. On November 8, 2018, Jay Sav was standing outside in Tulse Hill, waiting for his mother to come pick him up. Ops from CT came into the neighborhood looking for trouble. They caught Jay Sav by himself and chased him. eventually stabbing him in the chest and stomach 5 times.
Man.
The saddest part is that his mother arrived to pick him up after he was stabbed, and he ended up dying in her arms.
That's messed
According
up.
to news outlets, it was a gruesome stabbing, and he was cut pretty badly across the stomach with blood spilling out everywhere. Rumors have circulated that J Sab's murder was retaliation for the rapper appearing in the music video alongside fellow LTH rapper C1. The LTH crew reportedly taunted their ops in the video, which led them to seek revenge by killing J Sab.
See, getting killed over some bullshit still, man. Over music videos. Man, you've got to realise, you know, I haven't got the answers for it, but it's a real goddamn problem.
CCTV footage of the killer was captured on local surveillance cameras. It shows a stolen Audi enter the area and stop at a local gas station. You can see a man wearing a Parker with the hood up filling the gas tank and paying for it at the counter. He's obviously trying to hide his identity because he has the hood up the whole time and keeps his head in an angle where you can't see his face. 4 other people were also murdered that same week in what police attribute to gang violence, making it one of the bloodiest weeks in the city's recent history. Between October 31st and November 5th, 2018, 38-year-old Rocky Jalal, 15-year-old Jay Sewell, 17-year-old Malcolm Maid, and 22-year-old Ayodeji Aziz were all stabbed in alleged acts of gang violence, putting London police on high alert, especially because of the brutal nature of J Sab's murder. The rapper was the 250th person stabbed in London that year, proving that knife crime was getting out of control.
Yeah.
J Sab's family maintained that he was not a gang member and was in the process of taking his GCSEs to study engineering. But friends of J Sab confirmed that he was in fact in a gang and he had several enemies.
I mean, and they're just the people who died, man. People that attack with knives every day who sometimes don't even go to the hospital and bother reporting it, you know. That's how prevalent it is in some places in England.
He'd been featured in many drill tracks like Tulsa Slums, talking about selling drugs and chefing ops. Whether or not J Sab was involved in the gang, no one deserves to be gutted like a fish in front of their own mother.
Yeah, I know.
The brutal killing showed how out of control knife crime in the UK has gotten.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that and all. The poor mother having basically a son died in her arms, but by the sounds of it, his stomach was just hanging out, you know. That must have been the most gruesome, worst thing that poor lady's ever seen in her life. Yeah.
With the rise of drill music, can question the blame. Gang warfare existed way before the musical genre, but drill has seemed to intensify the violence. When you release a song dissing your ops online for all the world to see, especially if the track manages to rack up millions of views, things get more serious than if you just made a threat in person. A rival crew may feel like their reputation is being challenged if they let you get away with talking tough online, which leads to more and more extreme forms of retaliation. The tragic story of J Sab shows that simply appearing in a music video can get you put in the line of fire. But if you thought that was crazy, this next rapper tried to distance himself from the lifestyle, only to get caught up in an ongoing war in the area that took his life after he was stabbed by ops over 10 times. Kobe. Kobe was a rapper associated with the NPK gang that operated out of the Tottenham neighborhood. NPK is one of the most popular drill groups from North London, and they are known to have beef with another rival gang in the area called Wood Green. The beef is what many in the UK media have called a postcode war, with NPK repping N17 and Wood Green repping N22. The two groups beef over dominance in the area, and much of the violence centers around music and supporting a lifestyle rather than traditional gang warfare that centers around protecting drug routes and other illegal businesses. Although trapping is a part of the lifestyle, the killing has more to do with creating an image that fuels the music and the gang's reputation online than it does with protecting business interests. That's exactly what happened to Kobe, who tried to distance himself from the lifestyle before he was killed. Kobe was from the Tottenham neighborhood and was formerly associated with NPK, but had decided to leave the gang lifestyle behind and focus on trying to better the community. He had gotten a job as a youth worker to try to counsel misguided kids like himself and encourage them to avoid the streets. But in the world of UK drill, no one is truly safe. The ops don't care if you've decided to make a change, they only care about running up the scoreboard. If they can't find an active member of the gang, they'll go after the closest thing to it, and it's not uncommon for civilians and innocent people with ties to gangs to get caught up in the mayhem.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, innocents get caught up.
Advertising on YouTube helps me reach engaged customers like
I was
Jen,
sat there
who's
when
been
my
searching
friend
for
got stabbed
landscapers
through the neck with a kitchen knife.
So when she watches
February
About
3rd,
that
2018, Kobe was spotted by ops from Wood Green while driving his car. They purposefully ran him off the road and dragged him out of the vehicle and stabbed him over 10 times, leaving him to die in the street. The tragic part of this murder was that he managed to call 911 and his final moments were recorded. In the recording, you can hear the fear in his voice and that he knows what's about to happen. Unfortunately, by the time paramedics arrived, he had already passed away.
Rest
In addition
in
to
peace
Kobe,
to Kobe,
there were
man.
3 other murders in the area within 10 weeks that the police attributed to the war between NBK, Wood Green, and another group in the area called OFB. There's been speculation that the wave of violence was set off by a viral video of rapper Heady One getting attacked at a university in Luton. Heady One is one of the most popular rappers from the area and is associated with another crew called OFB. OFB also beefs with Wood Green and NBK. The video shows Heady One caught lacking at a performance at a local university and getting pressed by goons from Wood Green. The video went viral, and not long after, a member of Wood Green was shot in the neck. Heady One then released the track Know Better, where he raps about the beef, taking the L for getting beat up in Luton, and claims a win for the shooting in Wood Green. This set off a wave of violence in the area that led to the deaths of not only rival gang members, but also innocent civilians like Kobe. Even though MBK was not involved in the Heady One incident, they still got dragged into it because they were beefing with both crews. A few weeks after Kobe was murdered, a 19-year-old Wood Green member who went by the name Lamps was shot and killed outside the View Cinema in London. Although the murder is still unsolved, based on the timing and his associations, many believe it was retaliation for the murder of Kobe. Allegedly, Lamps had given out his location on social media, and within 15 minutes, 2 people rolled up on a moped and shot him in the head. The murder only intensified the gang war that was already getting out of control. A few weeks after Lamps was killed, a 17-year-old woman named Tanisha Melbourne Blake was killed in a drive-by shooting in Tottenham, which police have linked to gang violence. Police later recovered the gun that was used to kill Tanisha and linked it to another murder of a man named Joseph William Torres, who was shot by members of Molly Strip after being confused with another member of a rival gang. Police don't believe that the 2 murders are linked, as it's possible that the gun could have been sold or changed hands between the time of the 2 murders. But it shows how connected all the gang violence going on in London truly is. It's not clear who the intended target was in the shooting, but British media outlets later revealed that an Instagram account belonging to a member of MPK put up a post with a screenshot of news coverage and the caption, "If you chillin' with my ops, I ain't gonna adjust my aim for you. Hashtag MPK, hashtag Sin Squad." In another post, a caption read, "We got him down in Tinseltown and his girl down in Shaw Grove. Hashtag NPK." The media doesn't reveal who put out the post, but it shows how ruthless the wars between drill sets in London can get. Even associating with certain people can get you caught up in a deadly war you had nothing to do with. If you like this video, check out some of our previous videos. From UK rappers arrested for making music to UK drill lyrics that actually happened. We covered the most insane stories that you need to hear. Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see in the future. Don't forget to subscribe to our...
Yeah, that must be called Hip Hop Daily or something, that channel there. I think so. If you want to go and subscribe to them, go and do that. But subscribe to me first. Please, you're watching my channel, subscribe to me first. Well, anyway, that was UK Drill, Chaos in the Streets. I mean, what can I say about it? It's just gangs in England, basically. That's what they do. Stab each other. It's like I said earlier on, that's our main... We don't have... Guns aren't as prevalent like they are in the US and some other countries. So, I mean, as I said earlier, we can get them. They are known to be in England, but it's knives. Knives are the go-to. And I mean, I don't know what the solution to that is, do you know what I mean? Because there's knives everywhere in everyone's kitchen drawers, and you know, so... Anyway, I hope you liked that video, and I hope that this sort of setup is looking a little better. I'm gonna move it around the room a little bit to see where it looks best and see if the videos look a little bit better from different angles. So bear with me until I get where I'm comfortable. But it already to me looks better than just the camera on the actual computer itself. So anyway, like I say, I hope you enjoyed that video. The first one on my new camera. So for this one, I'm out. I'm Danny B, aka Stan, aka whatever the you wanna call me. And until next time, people, you know how it is. Peace.